Ayun. Okay. So going back, no, in terms of pathophysiology ulit, no, from a normal form, which is the yeast form, nagiging pathogenic siya. It's because of the factors I've mentioned a while ago, no, yung sa previous slide. And this fungus ay naproproduce ng azelaic acid, which in turn na-dysregulate yung production ng melanin. Okay, as I've told you, yung melanin niyo, it's a normal proseso ng katawan natin. Pag na-expose tayo sa sun, no, ay nagkukulay, let's say, darkened yung skin natin, no? It's like ano siya, yung parang nagpro-protect siya sa skin mo, no, para hindi magpe-penetrate so much yung init, kaya napro-protect yung skin mo with the production of melanin. Kaya nakikita niyo yung isang tao, no, nangingitim, pero after several days naman, so nawawala naman yung production na yun, kaya nag-back to normal yung color ng isang tao. Okay? However, no, due to this fungus, yung azelaic acid niya na pinoproduce are dinedesregulate niya yung production ng melanin, na which in return or as a result ay nagde-decrease or possibly mag-i-increase yung melanin production. Depende, no, sa panahon, okay, or sa mga factors na tinitrigger. Okay? So in other words, there is an alteration ng melanin production, which is nagko-cause ng pigmentation. Okay? So particularly in the summer months, no, wherein your body is expected to produce more melanin, okay? Yung nangyayari sa katawan, no, kasi during the summer months, nagiging hypopigmented yung mga individuals. The question is why? It's because, no, again, it is expected sa summer months na madaming produce na melanin kasi mainit, no? Pero in the case of our patients na merong malassezia furfur, okay, nagiging hypopigmented sila kasi dapat, no, ay mag-i-increase yung ginagawa ng katawan or ng skin, no, kasi merong dysregulation ng melanin production, ay bumababa yung melanin production, which is decreased, no. Tendency nagiging hypopigmented sila. Now, in the winter months, which is expected na dapat mababa yung production ng melanin, nangyayari sa kanila is opposite naman, no. Kaya nagiging hyperpigmentation sila during the winter months, no, and summer months for the hypopigmented na mga individuals. Okay? Usually, ganun yung nangyayari sa kanila. So, as the picture, no, is concerned, parang ganito yung typical, no, na mga nakikita sa mga skin, no, ng mga patients natin. Now, if we are gonna view it under a microscope, you will be familiar kayo sa magiging itsura niya kasi parang nagpo-form siya into a parang ito, no, parang spaghetti balls, kumbaga tinatawag nila. Okay? But as far as the lesions are concerned, no, these are irregular, hypo or hyperpigmented, no, macules depending on the skin color of the affected individual. And the lesions are scaly, no, with a dry, chalky appearance, and usually appear on the face, neck, trunk, and arms. Yun yung pinakita ko kaninang picture sa inyo. Okay? So this is the itsura niya, no? View on a microscope, parang spaghetti balls, no? And pag may mga skin scrapings, no? And if you're gonna view it sa microscope, okay, it is characterized by a thick-walled, no, round-budding yeast-like cells, no? Ito ay syempre, no, ay distinguished specifically not by a nurse but of course, no, yung mga microbiologists natin. Okay, for the diagnosis and treatment, typically, no, if you're going to diagnose it, again, yun yung itsura niya, no, parang spaghetti and meatballs, no, pag biniview siya sa microscope, especially yan ay nilalagyan ng stain, no, or an alkaline stain, which is for about 10%, no, ng potassium hydroxide or di kaya ng sodium hydroxide. Yun yung kanina, no, napipicture na nakita ninyo yung parang spaghetti or meatballs. Okay? And also, with the use of other stains such as your PAS stain or your H&E stain, yan din ay mabivisualize. Okay? So, I think I have a picture here. Ayan. No? For using your KOH or your potassium hydroxide. Okay? Yung mga spaghetti balls. Ayan. Typical appearance ng mga ganyang yeast or fungus. Yan, using your PAS stain and your H&E stain. Okay, yan yung itsura nila. Okay? And you can also use topical ointments or mga antifungal, no, na mga drugs such as your selenium disulfide, no, or salicylic acid, or di kaya yung mga ketoconazole. Okay, just like sa picture na yan. Yung mga doctors lang naman, no, mag-prescribe sa inyo yan. Especially if it's suspected, no, na fungal yung case ng patient. Okay, so moving on, next is your tinea nigra. Okay, so ano naman yung tinea nigra? So this infection is caused by your Hortiae wernickeae. Okay, it is formerly known as your Exophalia wernickeae. Okay, so it is a how do you pronounce this? Demataceous fungus. Okay, ibig sabihin ay yung surrounding ng fungus na yan, no, ay meron siyang nagproproduce na melanin-like pigment, no, around sa wall ng spore na yan or ng fungus na yan. Okay, so yan yung ibig sabihin ng demataceous fungus. Okay, that produce melanin and grows as mold, no, producing annelids or aneloconidia. Okay, to make it in simple words, these annelids or your mga aneloconidia na ito, these are spores, no, na makikita kasi maliliit lang yung spores ng mga ano na yan ng mga fungus na yan. Okay, so yan yung pinoproduce nila. And lesions, no, clinically ay makikita ito sa mga palms, no, and soles of feet na mga patients. Okay, kung meron kayo may mga patients na may encounter, no. So these are described as gray to black, no, well demarcated macules. This infection is common in tropical, no, subtropical regions and frequently seen in adolescents, young adults, and no, in some females. So this is the picture, no, ng Hortiae wernickeae, especially if it's viewed, no, under microscope. Okay, so in terms of its pathophysiology, no, it is believed, no, na yung infection na to is a result, no, pag merong inoculation, especially from a contaminated source, no, sa soil, sewage, wood, compost, or compost subsequent, or may trauma din, no, especially sa affected area na na nagko-contain ng fungus na yon or fungi na yon, no. So pwede iyan, no, ay magkakaroon ka ng infection. Now, ano yung ginagawa ng fungus na ito? Okay, so nag-a-adhere siya sa skin ng tao, particularly sa stratum corneum. Okay, if we are gonna base it, no, sa layer ng skin, we have your epidermis here, and may mga layers yung epidermis. So in other words, if it's going to affect your stratum corneum only, no, so superficial lang siya, no, so hindi siya malalim, kumbaga yung penetration ng fungi infection na to. Okay, so superficial lang siya. So this is a demataceous fungus, produces melanin on their cell wall. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Okay, if they're gonna produce such this demataceous, no, na mga melanin na to, of course makikita nyo sa skin ng tao ay may mga pigmented din sila, no, like mga melanin na production na to. So iiba yung kulay, in other words, no, ng skin nila. Okay, so no invasion of hair follicles. Okay, why? It's because superficial lang nga. Okay, hindi siya sobrang nag-go deeper sa hair follicles. And it's not contagious. Ibig sabihin, pag nakipag-shake hands ka, no, sa ibang tao, ay hindi sila mahahawaan. Okay, unless lang, no, kung merong silang cut ng skin. Okay, let's say, may sugat sila, tapos sinawakan mo. So yung fungus, no, probably ay mag-adhere po dun, no, sa sugat na iyon. Pero on a normal basis, no, hindi siya contagious, kumbaga. Okay? So again, typically it is seen sa kamay and sa paa. Okay? So this is the tinea, no? Nigra na makikita, no? So if you can see, so na umiiba yung kulay, it's because of the melanin production, no? Produced dun sa cell wall ng fungus na yan. So how do we diagnose it? Okay, we can also use yung potassium hydroxide, no? Yung mga stain na yun, especially if we want to examine yung mga skin scrapings ng isang individual, or we can use your culture using your Subarodes dextrose agar. Okay, so parang ganito siya. Okay, typically ito ay no ma-diagnose no ng mga medical microbiologists, no, kasi hindi naman nurses, no, yung mga gumagawa nito. But as far as diagnosis is concerned, no, potassium hydroxide and your dextrose agar, yung Subarodes dextrose agar medium, no, ay ginagamit po yan. Okay? So treatment, same lang, antifungal, no, katulad dun sa tinea versicolor natin, no. Same lang yung treatment nila, together with your tinea nigra. Okay? So this is the itsura niya, no? To be exact, no? If we are gonna look at its cylindrical yeast cells, no, or two-celled ng tinea nigra. So typically ito yung hinahanap ng microbiologist para ma-distinguish niya. That's a tinea nigra. Okay, so moving on. The third is your cutaneous mycosis or your dermatophytosis. Okay, so ano naman to, no? Which is a fungal skin infection also. Okay, so if we're gonna look at kung ano yung mga affected, no, ng mga structure ng katawan po natin, this time, your cutaneous mycosis are affecting your keratinized structure. So anong ibig sabihin yan? Those structure ng katawan natin, no, na merong keratin, no, kasi ito yung dinedestroy ng fungus na to. Okay, so ano yung may mga areas, no, na merong keratin production? Yung skin, no, your hair, okay, and your nails. Okay, may mga production yan ng mga keratin. Okay, typically yan yung mga areas, no, na ina-affect ng fungal infection na to. Now, the infection is caused by a group of fungi collectively referred to as sila yung mga dermatophytes. Okay, yun yung tawag sa kanila. And these dermatophytes, no, are producing keratinase. This is an enzyme, no, na dinedestroy nila yung production ng keratin. Okay? So let's say, no, pag dinedestroy nila yung mga nails, there will be changes, no, sa structure ng nails ninyo, hair as well, and your skin as well. Okay? Yan yung magiging itsura, no, or manifestation ng isang patient. Okay, next. They are considered keratinophilic. Okay? Ibig sabihin, no, they primarily grow sa mga keratinized human tissues, as I mentioned. Ano yun? Skin, hair, and your nails. Okay? So what else? They are keratinolytic. Ibig sabihin, no, nagkakos sila ng lysis of your keratin or binibreakdown nila. Kaya you will expect, no, that there will be changes sa mga keratinized structure ng katawan ninyo. Okay? Or ng mga patients. Now, there are 3 genera, no, that cause these infections, your Microsporum, no, your Trichophyton, and your Epidermophyton. And these are the structures na ini-infect nila. Okay? For the Microsporum, your hair and nails. Trichophyton is your skin, hair, and nails. Okay? Kompleto. For your Epidermophyton is only, no, yung skin and the nails. Okay? So those are the 3 genera. And if you are gonna classify them based on their habitat, okay, there will be, or it is classified yung mga dermatophytes na to, no, magiging zoophilic sila, no? Ibig sabihin, from animal, no, to human nata-transfer yung, you know, the fungal infection, okay? Kaya tiniterm siya as zoophilic, okay? From, if it comes from soil to humans or nata-transmit siya sa animals, no, it is geophilic, or if it's not from human to human, it is anthropophilic. Okay? Yun yung mga classification niya based on their habitats. Okay, given an example case, no, for a cutaneous mycosis, for example, kasi madami itong mga madami itong types, no, at saka depende kung saan yung location, no, ng pagka-affect, no, ng keratinized structure ng katawan. Okay? So we have here an example ng case ng 70-year-old, no, na tao with a scaling and itching, no, na feet. Ito yun, let's say pumunta siya ng ER, no, example. Tapos ito yung clinical manifestation niya, no, may scaling and itching of feet. Okay? Tapos sabi dito 6 to 9 months na yung progression, no, ng nararamdaman niya. Wala naman siyang systemic infections or symptoms. Wala namang any signs of lagnat, okay? Wala namang any signs of fatigue or whatsoever. So, kumbaga pa, ano naman siya? Okay naman siya tignan, no? Healthy naman siya tignan, okay? However, yung paa niya lang yung parang nagkakos ng any deviation from normal, okay? And then there's a thickening, no, and discoloration of nails, no? As you can see here, mayroong discoloration of nails, okay? Thickening, no? Thickening of nails. And also, if you can see here, no, if you are gonna assess it more, nakikita mo yung plantar surface, no, ng paa niya, no? At saka may mga regions between, no, sa toes niya ay may mga changes, no? Also sa mga nail, no, merong thickening, discoloration ng mga nail plates niya is nakikita naman, no? And typically, this scenario or this case is very common, no, sa mga cases na mayroong tinatawag na athlete's foot. Okay? It is actually a fungal infection, no? So based on the clinical presentation or manifestation, this is, no, madadiagnose mo siya, no? Typically ay nakikita, no, sa mga patients with athlete's foot. Okay. So the infection or infections are referred to as tinea, or kaya may mga ringworm, no? I know familiar kayo, no, sa mga ringworm na yan, or even nakakita na kayo niyan before. Then the name of the infection reflects, no, depende sa site niya, no, or anatomic site na involved, no? Kasi madami, no? Probably pwede sa paa, which is known as your tinea pedis or your athlete's foot. Sa scalp, okay, your tinea capitis. Pag sa body, it's your tinea corporis. Pag sa groin, no, pag may nakikita kayong like mga ringworm shape, no, or mga tinea na yan, it is known as your tinea cruris or your jock itch. Kung sa kamay, it's your tinea manus. Sa beard, no, yung barbier. And if it's for sa nails ninyo, it's your onychomycosis or your tinea unguium. Okay, so yun yung mga tawag sa kanila. So depende sa anatomical site, no, na i-involve sa tao. Okay. So again, it is presented with a ringworm pattern. I'm not sure if I have a ringworm pattern here. Mamaya, paladaanan natin yan. And the lesions, no, it's a reddish border with a central clearing. There may be inflammatory scaling. Makikita niyo naman pag nag-i-scale yung skin ng tao. Okay? And also, pag may mga hair invasion tayo, it is being categorized as ectothrix, no, endothrix, and phavic. Okay? These are the definitions. But if we are gonna look at sa picture, no, if we are gonna talk about ectothrix, yan ay if this is your hair, no, hair strand, hair follicle. Okay? If this is your hair, no, yung mga fungus or yung mga spores ay nagfo-form, no, outside the hair. Okay? Kaya tinawag siyang ectothrix. Okay? So, pag yung mga fungus naman ay nag-grow inside, no, or within this particular hair natin, no, it is endothrix. Okay? Pag ito yung favus, parang it's like merong siyang honeycomb, no? Or resembling a fabric chandelier na na klaseng yung parang itsura niya. Okay? Now this depends on the dermatophyte species, no, causing the infection. So pag yan ay present, no, sa mga patient, no, ay typically makikita nyo na there will be changes, no, sa kanilang sa hair nila. Okay? Now, in this figure, we have here your potassium hydroxide, no, ini-examine siya under a microscope. And this is a typical example, no, na merong endothrix na mga result. Okay? So, for the letter A. Okay? So, this is, no, as I've said, is your endothrix, no, sa loob ay nakikita. Okay? That's the spore. Medyo microscopic na to, kaya hindi mo siya masyadong ma-appreciate, no, unless ikaw ay isang microbiologist, makaka-relate ka dyan. Okay? For the Tinea capitis, no, favus, no, yung hair, in terms of hair. So ganyan yung itsura, no, ng mga pag may mga fungal infection, no, na nakikita. Okay? Or the specific parts, no, if we have the nails, no, your tinea angium, no, ganyan yung itsura, no, there will be nail changes, no. For the head, no, it's your Tinea capitis. Same din example sa previous picture kanina. For your athlete's foot, ganyan yung itsura, no. Or your Tinea pedis. For your Tinea, no, corporis, no, a very characteristic, no, ng ringworm. Ayan, nakikita nyo sa katawan niya. Okay. For your groin, no, or your jock itch, okay, no, sa mga groin typically, no, sometimes may mga nakikita kayong sa mga patient, you know, na nagkukos ng ganito. So this is a fungal infection. And your Tinea manus, okay. So I remember, no, in this Tinea barbae, I remember I have a patient. It's a mental institution. Siguro hindi siya masyadong naliligo or whatsoever, no? Kaya may mga ganito ako nakikita sa skin niya and even sa beard niya, no? It's caused by a fungal infection. Okay. For the diagnosis and treatment, okay, so specimens for diagnosis are the skin, of course, no? May mga area, keratinized areas. So yun yung usually ina-diagnose, okay? More fungi can be obtained from the borders of the lesion rather than the center. So diagnosis is based on the clinical appearance, no, ng mga lesions, saka depende din sa site, no, depende sa site na makikita. And it can be observed, no, using a direct microscopic examination at yung culture din, no, pwede sila i-culture. So treatment involves antifungal drugs, of course, kasi fungal yung cause natin, no, such as your may mga azoles ninyo. So commonly are your miconazole, clotrimazole, and your iconazole. So these are management, no, ng mga antifungal drugs sa mga ganitong cases ng patient natin. Okay, so what else? So we have here, no, typically if we are going to use your potassium hydroxide, no, for the nail scraping, ito ay makikita, no, or here, no, for your letter A. For your letter B, this is the itsura, no, ng hyphae, no, ng fungus. Okay, it's a part, no, ng growth na wherein makikita kayo ng structure niya, which is known as hyphae. Okay, so yan po yung itsura niya. Okay, for the letter C, gumagamit sila ng calcofluor stain, no, and of course yung fluorescence para ma-distinguish yung yan, yung mga naka-arrow. Those are fungus or mga fungi na nagkakos. No, for your letter D, you're using a stain ulit, no, which is your Gemsa stain or May Grunwald stain, and also your zinc smear para maipakita, no, yung production ng hyphae, especially dun sa paa, no, or your Tinea pedis. So those are typically, no, are being done, no, ng microbiologist natin. Okay, so moving on, nasa pang-apat na tayo, which is your subcutaneous mycosis. And this, no, pag subcutaneous na, medyo malalim-lalim na to. Okay? Kasi mas mababa na tayo sa dermal layer, no? So subcutaneous na yung involvement. Okay? So as I've said, no, infection involves a deeper layers this time. Okay? Then pag ito ay lumalala pa, no, it can actually go deeper, especially sa bones, no? So the mode of transmission is through traumatic inoculation, again, no, sa skin. So meron dapat ng mga ganyan, especially if it is traumatic, no, inoculation. So the infections are relatively rare with the exception of sporotrichosis. So ito, may mga cases, no, na ano siya, parang common cases siya. But the rest, no, are rare, no, mga cases, except dito sa sporotrichosis natin. So other infections involve your thromboblastomycosis, which is meron tayo mamaya niyan. Your hypomycosis, zygomycosis ay hindi natin na-include yan, and your mycetoma, no, or your Madora foot. So those are included, yung dalawa lang dito, no, which is your chromoblastomycosis and your mycetoma. Okay, these are mga pa rare yan, no, na mga cases na nangyayari. Okay, so your sporotrichosis, as I mentioned, it is caused by a fungus known as your Sporothrix zenkiae, okay, that is found in the soil and decaying vegetation. Okay, so the infection initially presents small lang na nodule, and then nagiging ulcerative siya, no, and pustular. Okay, may nagiging may pustule, kumbaga pa. So 2 weeks later, painless subcutaneous nodules along the lymphatic drainage develops, no? Sometimes they may present as verrucous lesions and often misdiagnosed as malignancy. Okay? May misdiagnose siya kasi sa itsura ng skin niya, pangit naman talaga, no? Parang akala mo merong cancer na nangyayari. Okay? So this is the itsura, no, ng Sporothrix zenkiae natin. These are the hyphae, no, yung mga strands na yan, no? And then these are the spores, no, na proproduce nila. Okay? So, yan yung itsura niya. That one, no? Kala mo parang malignant, no, yung case. Okay, these are ulcerated lesion of sporotrichosis, no, following course of draining lymphatics. So yung mga, this is a fungal infection, especially, no, hindi na siya, masyadong malalim na siya, no? It involves your subcutaneous. Okay? A rare case, ano, natin, which is your chromoblastomycosis. It is characterized by verrucous nodules or plaques. The infection is insidious and may become chronic. Okay? These are the agents na nagkakos ng dematiaceous fungi natin. No? So, I think we're not gonna include that, but be familiar, no? Familiarize nyo na lang yung etiologic agents na yan. What I want you to focus is no, especially this one, no, may mga kikita kayong may mga granules, no, kasi ito din yung pinagbabasihan ng mga microbiologists, especially if they're looking, no, on a micrograph ng case ng isang patient. Although it's a rare case, but ito yung tinitingnan nila, yung may mga granules, no, pinagbabasihan nila. And this no, type, no, nagiging sclerotic, which is of course, no, sclerosis is of course, no, destruction ng mga tissues ng skin na yan. So makikita yan. So hindi na siya gaano ka normal tingnan, di ba? Dapat pa lang may mga yan, yung may mga granules and then this damages, no, nakikita sa skin. Okay? So chromoblastomycosis, no, occurring especially sa lower limbs. Okay, ganyan yung mga itsura, no? Fungal infection lang yan, but these are rare cases, no, na nangyayari. Okay, so especially sa mga lower limbs. And lastly, another rare case, which is your mycetoma or your Maroda foot, no? It is caused by your fungus known as your mycotic mycetoma or your mycetes actinomycotic mycetoma. Okay? So these are these are the fungi, no, na nagko-cause ng mga iyan. The most common cause of your mycotic mycetoma are this one, no? Your fake Cremonium, Madorella, Corvularia, no, and Furazium. Okay? So difficult, no? It's a mouthful, difficult to pronounce. Now, it frequently involves the feet and hands, and typically it is characterized, no, with their tumefaction and granules in the draining sinus, which is yung granules din, no, napakita ko kanina sa previous picture. And may mga draining sinuses or sinus sila, no? Like particular, this one, no? Shown in letter A, okay? This is the mycetoma ng right foot, no? Showing a discharging sinus sa dorsal aspect, no? Sa paa, no? Ng patient natin, okay? Particularly this one. And showing the letter D here, this is yung mga granule na sinasabi, no? Kasi nakikita dito yung mga hyphae, no? Or hyphal elements here. Yeah. So ito yung nakikita, no, ng mga, and the same time no, may mga spores nakikita yung mga microbiologists dito. Okay? So yan yung tinitignan nila based on sa skin scrapings ng, of course, no, ng tao. And diagnosis is primarily based on the characteristic of the granules. Yun nga yung granules na sinabi natin kanina. Okay? So this is the characteristic niya, no? Ano yan, no? Intertwined hyphal elements and vesiculate, no? Chlamydospores. Okay? So actually, this diagnosis, no, it's yung mga in charge dito na naglalagay ng mga result na to are yung expert, no, sa laboratory natin. Sila yung naglalagay niyan. Okay, since it's common, no, sa hand at saka sa foot, no, typically ito yung nagiging, you know, itsura. But again, these are rare cases, no, na nangyayari sa mga individuals or patients. Okay, so moving on, we are now on the last part, which is your viral infections of the skin. So unahin natin yung mga warts, no? Familiar kayo niyan. Okay, those are viral in nature, yung cause nila. So warts are caused by your DNA virus or your human papilloma virus or yung family ng Papoviridae. Okay? So again, madami sila serotypes, no? Sa kanila, no, there are at least 70 serotypes. So we're not gonna name them all, no? But some serotypes are being mentioned, so yun lang yung i-focus ninyo, no, sa mga pag-study ninyo. But overall, no, madami silang serotypes, no, na nagko-cause ng mga warts. Now, the virus is capable of causing malignant transformation of the infected cells. Now, how do we acquire it? Okay, possible, no, direct contact, no, through mucosa or may mga skin breaks. That's a possibility. That's one. Another is via sexual contact. Okay? Pwede din iyan, no? Kasi it's a virus in nature. Upon passage through infected birth canal, pwede din. Okay? So, this is the MOT niya, no? Or it's the mode of transmission, no? Or paano siya na-acquire. Okay? For your skin warts, okay? We have your very common, no, sa paa, no? May mga flat warts din. They are being considered as benign or self-limiting proliferation of the skin that undergoes spontaneous resolution. So, ibig sabihin, no, there are times na nawawala sila, no? At saka spontaneous naman sila na re-resolve, no? May mga ganong warts. Now, these warts may be flat, dome-shaped, or plantar. Okay, mamaya, pakita natin pa na yung itsura. Now, common types or serotypes, no, na common na nagkakos ng ganitong lesions are your types 1 to 4. Okay? So, yun yung mga serotypes niya, no? Or mga strain niya no, nagkakos ng skin warts. Frequently affected sites are the hands and feet and common among children and adolescents. Okay? Yung skin warts. Another is your genital or your anogenital warts. Okay? Which is known as your condylomata acuminata, or in singular is condyloma acuminatum. Genital, no? Anogenital warts. Okay. So we have here, no, a dome shape, no? Pag may nakikita kayong wart na ganito, it's a dome shape, no? Type of wart. Plantar, no? Sa paa, no? That's a type of wart. Periangual, no? Sa kamay, no? Pag may nakikita kayo, hindi pa ako nakakita ng ganito, no? Yung parang periangual na wart na ito. Okay? Flat or plain, no? Flat warts, no? Baka may kilala kayong merong flat warts. Okay, ito very common nakikita ko yung filiform, no? Yung parang it's like an elongated long thin projection ng skin, no? May mga I know baka nakakita din kayo sa mga kilala niyo nito. Okay? Commonly nasa eyes or di kaya sa lips. These warts are common sa mga sa face, no? That is filiform type of wart. Okay. Venereal. Okay, may pagka-messy yung venereal, no? Kasi these are sexually transmitted ng mga infection, especially it involves your genitals, no? So this is due to type 6 to 11 inyo na mga HPV, human papillovirus. Okay? So this is a genital ng lalaki, no? Typically seen may mga wart na ganyan, but in a worst scenario, ito yung magiging itsura niya. Very rare or very complication na to, no? So yan yung magiging itsura ng genital ng isang lalaki, especially if it's caused by that complication ng wart na yan. Okay. Now, diagnosis is based on the gross appearance of the lesions and histologic appearance on the microscopic examination. That includes your hyperkeratosis. Okay? So, meaning, kumakapal, no? Thickening yung outer layer ng skin. Okay? So, yan yung tinitignan, no? Especially if it's caused by that HPS, human papillovirus, your HPV. Treatment, okay? Very common na nakikita ko, no? Surgical incision, cryosurgery. I haven't seen this one, no? Yung mga cryosurgery wherein nag-involve po yan ng extreme, no? Cold para ma-destroy yung mga abnormal growth, no? Ng mga warts. Electrocautery, very familiar yan sa OR. Application of caustic agents, no? That's like your podophyllin and your interferon, no? For genital warts. For some reason, no? They are considering this interferon para maiwasan yung genital warts. Avoiding contact with infected tissues prevents spread of the infection. Okay, so especially may mga contact exposure yung mga tao with the infected individual. Okay, that's the picture ng electrocautery. Okay, that's one. Yan ay parang kung nasa OR ka ay parang sinusunog, no? Sinusunog yung okay. Sige. The chat boxing nyo, there's the attendance. Okay, make sure makapag-attendance kayo kasi by 9 magko-close iyan. Automatic. Okay, yan. Parang sinusunog yan. Tapos pag nasa OR ka, medyo may pagka, medyo mabaho siya ng konti kasi sinusunog yung wart. Okay, your cryosurgery. Okay, there's a picture on the right. No, parang kino-cold yung... I haven't seen that one. Pero ini-expose yan and extreme na cold, no? Malamig yung wart. And then, of course, no, yan ay kinukuha ng your medical doctor. Your podophyllin cream, no, for your warts and your mga interferons. Okay, these are being considered, no, yung mga interferon na yan kasi they could help na mawala yung tinatawag natin yung mga warts, no? So interferon are being used depende sa classes nila kasi may mga alpha, beta or gamma interferons na ginagamit. But that one, meron yang response, especially it's a viral infection kaya ginagamit yung mga interferon na yan. Okay. Let's move on to the second type of infection, which is known as your herpes simplex infection. Okay, viral din siya in nature, and common. I think na-mention ko din ito kahapon. Meron siyang dalawang serotype, which is your type 1 and 2. Okay? DNA viruses, no, under the family of human, no, herpes viridae. Okay, yan yun naman yung ano nila, family nila. Okay? So these viruses are capable of latency, no, in the neurons. So pag latent sila, ibig sabihin there's a possibility, no, na may recurrence or may mga recurrent infections na mangyayari, no, kasi nagiging latent sila or may mga latency na nangyayari sa neurons, no. So there's a possible na recurrence or magkakaroon ulit yung isang individual. Okay? So your HSV is present in the oral, in genital secretions, and vesical fluid. So it can be transmitted, no? Since this is viral in nature. So pag nag-kiss yung dalawang individual, no? Yan ay pwedeng matransmit through fomites, no? Sharing ng glasses, toothbrushes, no? Saliva contaminated materials, no? Yan ay ma-transmit din. Of course, no, sexual contact. Yan ay ma-transmit din. Transplacental, no, during pregnancy, ibig sabihin, no, pag yung baby nasa tummy pa lang ni mommy, no, it can be transmitted, no, so through sa placenta niya, no, going kay baby, no, papunta kay baby yung virus na yan, no. Medyo delikado din. Or during childbirth, okay? Especially, no, pag lumabas yung si baby, saka transvaginally, no, na expose yung ano niya, yung mukha niya doon, no, so ano niya yun, makukuha niya yung virus na yun. Okay, so primary infection, no, usually caused by HSV1 ninyo is the condition known as your gingivostomitis or stomatitis, I mean. Okay, so may mga rupture ito or ulceration or mga vesicles na pwedeng makita, to be specific, no, sa buccal mucosa. Okay? Pwede din sa palate or sa gingivae, pharynx, and the tongue. Okay? So typically, if it involves your mucosa ninyo, no, yung mga pharynx, the tongue, and your gingivae ninyo, so most likely it can cause your gingivitis then as well. Okay, so this is also very common sa childhood, no? It can be seen in a form of your gingivostomatitis, okay, which is typically, no, yan yung itsura niya, no, sa picture na to. It's your herpetic gingivostomatitis, no, which involves here, no, kung nakikita niyo your gums here, di ba? So it can be also, no, kasi na pwede din siya, no, sa mga buccal mucosa, no, ng tao. Okay? So that is a viral, no, in form. If this is the presentation, the clinical presentation ng patient ninyo. Okay? So another one is your herpes labialis or your fever, blister, or cold sore. No? This represents recurrent mucocutaneous of your HSV infection. And again, it is caused by your type 1 and 2 or mga serotype na yan. The lesions are usually located at the vermilion border of the lips, no? May mga lesions ka, vesicles, no, rupture mangyayari, ulceration, no, and eventually magpo-form siya ng crust, no? Recurrences are less severe than the primary infection and often occur on the same site. Okay? Typically, it's because pag less severe na siya, no, most likely nakaka-adapt yung body mo, no, on how to fight with this virus, kaya hindi na siya ganun ka severe, no, compared dun sa primary, yung unang infection nung nagkaroon ka. So that is an example, no, ng fever, blister, or cold sore, okay, which is your herpes, no, labialis. Okay. Another type is your herpetic whitlow. Okay, it is again caused by your HSV infection, no, which involves sa mga fingers. Okay, if it's clinical presentation, no, caused by your HSV, tapos yan ay nasa kamay, no, ng patient, no, so you will expect that is in herpetic whitlow. Okay, or if it's presented, no, let's say sa case ng patient natin, no, may pagka-eczema yung type ng condition niya, okay, wherein pag eczema kasi, it's a condition, no? Pag yung skin mo ay nagiging red, nangangati, di ba? Ganun yun. Common sa mga bata. Yung mga ganyang eczema. Okay? So, again, here, no? If it's eczema herpeticum, it is caused by an HSV ulit, no? Occurring in children na merong mga eczema, no? This only shows that your HSV can be an opportunistic, no, pathogen. Okay? Wherein, no, especially yung pasyente, no, immunocompromised, yung virus na to ay nagiging opportunistic, katulad din ng mga bacteria. And that's the time mag-i-invade sila. Okay? Kasi nakikita nila na nagiging immunocompromised or yung patient. Okay? Or even sa mga patient na may mga burns kasi open talaga yung wound nila. No? So, na-highlight yung ganitong cases ng mga virus. So, pwede silang dumapo. So, that is your eczema herpeticum. And if you are presented, no, na meron kayong patient, okay, let's say, nagre-wrestling sila, no, engaged with a particular sports or playing rugby, no, then it found out that the cause was HSV, tapos meron siyang clinical presentation, let's say, sa muka, no, who knows, baka nakipag-wrestling siya, no, sa isang individual na meron ding viral, no, infection na to, which is your HSV. Tapos, nagkaroon siya, no, ng after nun, no, kasi nagre-wrestling sila or nagpi-playing, okay? So, this typical condition, no, pwede makita sa mga tao with herpes gladiatorum, okay? So, HSV infection, no, commonly na-acquire, no, sa mga sports such as wrestling or playing rugby, especially, no, with individuals na merong HSV infection na na-acquire lang nila or nakukuha lang nila. So, for your laboratory diagnosis, it is based mainly on the clinical presentation of the infection, no? Kasi madami tayong pinakitang clinical presentation kanina, no? So, yun lang yung madadiagnose kung anong klase siya, no, ng or category or type no, ng infection na yan. Now, the diagnosis can be made based on histopathological changes in using the Zank smear to demonstrate the characteristic of the inclusion bodies known as the Cowdrey type A inclusions. Okay, ito yung hinahanap nila, no? Yung Cowdrey type A inclusions, wherein makikita yan sa Zank smear. This one, okay, these are giant cells. Okay, ito yung ino-obserbahan nila, no? Which is, these are, inclusion, no? Inclusion bodies. These are giant cells na pwedeng makita or known as your Zank cells. Ito ay makikita, no, using the Zank smear. Okay? Pag nilagyan mo pa yan ng stain, ito yung magiging itsura niya. So, nagiging visible siya. Okay? So, again, it can be seen, no, or studied, no, ng mga microbiologists natin. Cell culture is also diagnosed but seldom, okay, requested. Okay? Pero ito lang yung hinahanap nila, yung Cowdrey type A inclusions, which is, yan yung itsura niya. Recommended drug is acyclovir since it is an antiviral drug, no, or virus in nature. Yung mga drug na yan, no, acyclovir is typically used as an antiviral drug, no, which is commonly a treatment dun sa may mga herpes, no, since it is caused by your HSV, no, herpes simplex virus, or may mga AIDS, ginagamit din yan, no, yung acyclovir. So there's currently no available vaccine for HSV. Okay, wala pa yung vaccine but there's a drug, no, which is recommended para sa mga kanyang infection. Okay? Yes. Gladly, I'm done.